Crystal. I just wanted to respond to your final project drawing concept. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze a second. Um, excuse me, that was not ideal. um, I just wanted to offer a brainstorming technique to you. I sometimes get really stuck when I'm being asked to like come up with an idea because I can get kind of frozen in the thought that it like has to be important or it has to be good or it has to do something or and that can really be a place that causes total lack of movement for me. So here's I'm going to try to show you in Photoshop. This is, I don't know if you've heard of mind mapping. So I actually identify as more of a writer than I do as a visual artist, which is surprising to some people. So you could do this with like visual drawing, but I like to write a lot before I make things. It helps me get my brain moving. So if I normally would take just like a big piece of paper and I would start with like maybe like it's just like a brain dump. So you just like let yourself literally do anything that comes to mind, whether it's stupid, I hate that word, but it's like silly, it's exciting, it's whatever. You just let yourself brain dump. Sorry, I'm just formatting so we can read. Okay, so first I'll be like, okay, hold on. I really wanted to let me type in there. Hold on. Photoshop is being my nemesis right now. Won't do it. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I'll brain dump like, what are the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I made 5 bubbles. What are the first 5 ideas that I'm like hair, like big kind of showy conceptual pieces for the hair like series. I'm just totally ad-libbing right now. I'm gonna think about, I'm like looking around my house, I'm thinking about my animals. I'm like, I'm gonna not think too hard about it. The first thing I see is like hanging plants. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down. So I'm like, and then I can write down kind of like what I mean by that. I'm like, okay, what comes to mind is like flowing long pieces, like the head is a pot and the plant is long strips of silver and brass, and leaves and petals are stones and fold formed metal. So it's like Photoshop is like the wrong thing to do this in right now. Oh. Hopefully you get the picture. Okay. So sorry, I'm getting tired. Okay, so we've got plants and I wrote like next to it what that means to me, even though you can't read it right now. And then I've got for the headpiece, I'm gonna make gigantic cats. It's gonna be humorous, tufts, the fur, claws, cat eyes. Weird image. I want to be able to see these better. Okay, that's my other idea. Maybe this would help us too. Okay, then we've got, we'll make these bigger. I'm gonna give one more idea. I might think about like, okay, what are some other themes I've been working with? Like I've been working with bugs. I'm interested in cicadas right now, and the idea of transformation and wearing like magical things that help people assert their identity. So if I'm thinking about like hair, I'm thinking about like power, like people have so many different relationships to their hair. I just did a show last weekend, and all these people asked me if I was wearing a wig, and I felt really messed up about it. Not that there's anything wrong with wearing a wig, but I felt like people were like, just didn't know what to do with the way that I looked. And so that made, when I think about hair pieces now, I'm like, oh, maybe can I imagine like a really cool, like many layers of like a something, many layers of a like a vintage 1920s like hat that has layers of lace and feathers and adornments that look really mysterious and have long like spring wire bouncy pieces that move out, or like a bird. Okay, so I'm just completely brain dumping weird ideas. Okay, so then I might go I might do like this and be like, okay, what are some other ideas off here? So I'm like, okay, this was my plant idea. What are some other ideas like with plants and hair? I know Danny was on a plant tip too, but there's a million places we could go. You know, I was at a concert the other night and they were like waving algae. The artists who were playing were making fun of the people dancing. They were like, you guys look like waving algae. But if there was a hairpiece that was all waving algae, it could be a whole series. And plants, what if what was that plant, like monstera? What if it was like really huge monstera leaves with emeralds set on it, and like the head became this like scene for these like huge beautiful leaves, and it was like a commentary on the pandemic because every person got a monstera plant. Okay, hopefully you get the gist of what's happening here. Like gigantic cats, humorous tufts of fur, claws, cat eyes. Maybe it's like a gigantic cat bed. Okay, so like, so none of these have to be useful, right? They can be like, maybe that's awesome. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like a series of cattails. So it's like moku magane, mixed metals, with cat fur patterns and stones. Okay, I think that hopefully this gives you some idea. So this is kind of how I start brainstorming. And then the other way I would do this, not to totally confuse you, but if I didn't have any images like this, I might just start with concepts. Like I might be like cicadas, cats, plants. And then when I get to cats, then my side lines are like cat eyes, cat claws, whatever. And then I might do further out from there and be like, okay, what are the images until I can get to some images. Once I have images, then I'll just kind of keep going. And then at some point I'll come back and look at it and go, okay, which one of these do I have the most images that I like from? Waving algae. I actually have a lot of images of waving algae, but I kind of want to throw up when I think about it. So I don't want to do that. Monstera leaves with emerald set on it. That reminds me of very cool, like actually like 1920s hats, but also could be like super modernized. I really love that idea. So if I like an idea, I like might circle it, and then I'll continue to riff on that and be like, what are 10 ways I could visualize that? And just let myself go and see where it goes until you come up with a couple images you like. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Let me know.